Imagine stepping into a time machine, landing ringside on a balmy May night in 1989, where the air crackles with raw energy and the stakes couldn't be higher. Two warriors, Nigel Benn and Michael Watson, face off in a British boxing clash that's about to rewrite history. It's not just a fight, it's a collision of power and precision, pride and legacy, with the championship belt glinting in the spotlight. As the first bell rings, every punch lands like thunder, every dodge a flash of lightning, setting the stage for a night that'll echo through the ages. But beneath the sweat and glory lies a story of triumph shadowed by tragedy, a twist no one saw coming. Ready to relive that unforgettable showdown? Strap in, this is where legends are forged, and fates are sealed. Let's start with Nigel Benn, a name that roared onto the scene like a storm breaking loose. Dubbed the Dark Destroyer, he didn't just box, he demolished, racking up 22 fights and 22 knockouts by the late 80s. Picture this, a lean, mean machine from East London, fists like sledgehammers, eyes burning with a hunger that sent chills down spines. He burst out of nowhere, a meteor blazing through the middleweight division, turning heads and dropping jaws with every thunderous KO. Fans couldn't get enough, his fights were pure adrenaline, a roller coaster of violence and victory that left opponents crumpled and crowds screaming. Benn's story starts in the gritty streets of Ilford, where life wasn't kind. A tough kid in a tougher world, he found boxing as his escape, a way to channel the chaos into something fierce and focused. In the ring, he was a tornado, fast, brutal, relentless. His style wasn't subtle, it was a sledgehammer swing, a promise of destruction delivered with every hook and uppercut. He tore through contenders, snagging titles like the Commonwealth middleweight belt, each one a brick in the wall of his growing legend. By 1988, he wasn't just a fighter, he was a phenomenon, a name plastered across papers, a draw that packed arenas to the rafters. It wasn't just the knockouts that hooked people. Benn had swagger, cocky, brash, a grin that said he knew he was the baddest man in the room. He'd strut to the ring, soaking in the cheers, feeding off the vibe like it was fuel. Fans saw a guy who'd risen from nothing, a scrapper who'd turned hardship into gold, and they loved him for it. Critics raved too, here was a champ who didn't play safe, who swung for the fences every damn time. But with every win, the spotlight grew hotter, the whispers louder, who could stop him? Was he invincible, or was the next big test lurking just around the corner? That test was coming, and the boxing world knew it. Benn's streak was a marvel, 22-0, all stoppages, but it piled pressure on his shoulders. Each fight wasn't just a win, it was a dare to keep the magic alive, to prove the hype wasn't hollow. Rumors swirled about dream matchups, Eubank, Watson, the best of the best, and the air buzzed with what-ifs. Could he keep swinging, keep winning, or would the Dark Destroyer finally meet his match? His rise was a rocket, but rockets can crash, and as 1989 dawned, the stage was set for a showdown that'd test every ounce of his fire. Now shift gears to Michael Watson, a fighter carved from a different mold. Born in 1965, another London kid with a story of grit, Watson didn't bulldoze his way up, he built it, step by steady step. Life threw punches early, poverty, struggle, but he dodged and countered, finding boxing as his lifeline. As an amateur, he was a standout, piling up wins with a style that turned heads, smooth, smart, a technician who made the ring his chessboard. He wasn't loud about it, quiet off the canvas, deadly on it, and that contrast drew people in. Watson was the anti-Benn in every way. Where Nigel was a freight train, Michael was a scalpel, precise, measured, cutting through foes with brains over brawn. His footwork was poetry, his jabs like darts, his defense a wall that frustrated the wildest swings. He'd slip a punch, then snap back with a combo, leaving opponents chasing shadows. Fans called him a master of the sweet science, a boxer who didn't just fight but thought, planned, executed. By the late 80s, he'd climbed the ranks, taking on big names, Eubank, others, proving he belonged in the spotlight. His rise wasn't a blaze, it was a slow burn, fueled by sweat and heart. He'd grind in the gym, hours turning moves into muscle memory, building a game that could outlast anyone. Titles came, British, Commonwealth, but 1989 was his shot at the big one, the WBO middleweight belt, against Benn. He wasn't just chasing glory, he was carrying a torch, for his community, for every kid who'd faced the same rough start. Watson wasn't loud, but his fists spoke volumes, and his quiet resolve made him a hero to those who knew the climb. The pressure was real. Watson wasn't just a fighter, he was a symbol, a beacon for the underdog. Every win was a nod to the streets he'd left, a promise that guts could beat odds. Facing Benn wasn't just a match, it was a mission, to show the world that skill could topple power, that a thinker could outlast a brawler. As May loomed, he trained like a man possessed, eyes locked on the prize, ready to prove he wasn't just in Benn's shadow but ready to eclipse him. May 1989 rolls in, and Britain's buzzing like a hive on fire. This isn't a fight, it's a saga, a showdown of opposites that's got everyone picking sides. Benn, the wrecking ball, versus Watson, the strategist, power meets finesse, chaos meets calm. The hype's off the charts, tickets vanish, pubs overflow with debates, papers splash bold headlines. Who's got the edge? Can Benn's fists keep roaring, or will Watson's mind unravel the beast? It's not just a bout, it's a national obsession, a clash that's got the pulse of a country racing. The build-up's a fever. Fans paint the town with chants, Benn's crew roaring for knockouts, Watson's believers banking on smarts. Experts weigh in, some say Benn's too wild to tame, others bet Watson's got the key to crack him. The air's thick with stakes, legacy, pride, the belt, all hanging in the balance. It's a powder keg, and May 21st at Finsbury Park is the match. No one knows how it'll end, but everyone knows it'll be epic, a night where heroes rise, and history shifts. Fight night hits, and Finsbury Park's a volcano ready to blow. The crowd's a sea of noise, thousands packed in, voices bouncing off the rafters, a wall of sound that shakes the ground. Flags wave, beers spill, anticipation's a living thing. The lights dim, the ring glows, and then they're there, Benn, all muscle and menace, Watson, cool and coiled. The bell clangs, and it's on, a war that's been months in the making, exploding right here, right now. Benn comes out swinging, a storm of fists and fury. He's a predator, hooks crashing, uppercuts flying, every shot a bid to end it fast. The crowd's on its feet, roaring as he charges, his power a tidal wave crashing toward Watson. But Michael's ready, he's a ghost, slipping, weaving, dodging the barrage with a dancer's grace. He fires back, jabs sharp as knives, snapping Benn's head, a counterpuncher's dream. It's fire and ice, a clash that's got the place buzzing from the jump. Round one's a brawl, Benn's wild, Watson's slick. Nigel lands a thudding right, but Michael slides away, popping shots that sting. The noise swells, a roller coaster of cheers and gasps. Round 2 flips it, Watson finds his groove, feet gliding, hands darting, picking Benn apart. Nigel's swinging, but he's hitting air, frustration creeping in as Watson's smarts shine. It's a chess match with gloves, and the crowd's hooked, riding every twist. Round 3's a slugfest. Benn digs deep, unleashing a combo that rocks Watson, fists like hammers, pure dark destroyer stuff. Michael takes it, bends but doesn't break, firing back with a flurry that turns heads. The arena's a cauldron, screams, stomps, the sound of leather smacking flesh. Round 4's a shock, Watson lands an uppercut, clean and hard, and Benn wobbles. The tide's turning, and the roar's deafening, could this be it? Round 5's Benn's fight back, he's hurt but roaring, piling on pressure with shots that shake the ring. Watson's retreating, but he's not out, countering with precision that keeps him alive. The 6th is brutal, both men digging into reserves, trading blows like it's the end of the world. Fatigue's creeping, but neither blinks, Benn's power still thumps, Watson's jabs still bite. It's a war of wills, and no one's backing down. Round 7's a grind, close, messy, heart on the line. Watson's reading Benn now, slipping punches, landing counters that chip away. Benn's relentless, but he's slowing, and the crowd senses it, a shift, a crack in the armor. Round 8's the edge, both fighters spent but swinging, every hit a gamble, every miss a lifeline. The bell rings, and it's tight, too tight to call, a fight that's got everyone guessing. The 10th round's where it turns. Watson's been watching, waiting, and now he strikes, combinations crisp and fast, a left hook that staggers Benn. The champ's reeling, legs shaky, and the crowd's losing it. Could the unthinkable happen? Watson presses, relentless, a jab slamming Benn's jaw, a shift so sharp it's like the air changes. Nigel's fighting back, but it's desperation now, and Watson's got the reins. The final round's a fever dream. Benn's a wounded lion, swinging wild, clawing for survival. Watson's calm, a predator in control, dodging, striking, waiting for the kill. Then it hits, a jab, clean and true, snaps Benn's head back. Time freezes, Nigel stumbles, and Watson pounces, an uppercut crashing through, sending Benn to the canvas. The arena explodes, shock, joy, chaos, as the ref counts, 1, 2, 3. Benn's down, dazed, the Dark Destroyer floored. The crowd's a tidal wave, screams, tears, disbelief, as Watson stands tall, arms raised. The count hits 10, and it's over. Michael Watson's done it, toppled the Titan, claimed the WBO belt in a moment that rewrites the script. Finsbury Park's a madhouse, history made in a flash of fists and heart, a night no one will forget. But the story doesn't end there. Watson's wins a triumph, a tale of brains beating brawn, but fate's got a cruel twist. Weeks later, he's back in the ring with Eubank, and tragedy strikes, a brain injury, a collapse, a fight for life that eclipses the glory. He battles back, defies odds, becomes a symbol of grit beyond the ropes. Benn keeps swinging too, his legacy tied to that night, a warrior who fell but never faded. Their clash shifts boxing's soul in Britain, a thrill, a warning, a beacon. Watson's recovery inspires, Benn's fire endures, and together, they etch a saga of courage and cost. That May night's more than a fight, it's a mirror to the sport's highs and lows, a story that lingers in every jab thrown since. Where do you see their legacy? It's a tale that keeps punching, long after the lights go out.